Dr. Robi Ludwig. Dr. Ludwig, great to see you. So let's talk about this. How could a mental health day be beneficial, and what do you need to consider as a parent before you allow your child to take one?
Well, it's really important to take a mental health day because it allows the child to regroup and to attune to their emotional needs. And that's why it's so important. We have seen an uptick in mental health crisis in terms of increased anxiety and depression, especially within the age groups of kids 6 to 17. So sending the message that the community supports children taking time for themselves is really, really valuable.
And Dr. Ludwig, I mean, we kind of looked at the context here. How many times a year should you allow your child to take off from school? And how should they sort of spend their free time to keep this in check?
That's such a good question, because a mental health day should not be a frequent pattern. So once or twice a year is really a good range. And if parents see a pattern of a child wanting to take a lot of time off, that is room for concern, because we don't want children avoiding things that they can't handle in school by using this time. So having a good relationship and knowing your child's patterns is really helpful. And during this time off, it should be time to get extra sleep, to meditate, to exercise, to do creative activities, ideally things that don't include technology, so that they can really feel rejuvenated. That is the goal. It's to feel rejuvenated. It's almost like a vacation, you know, in terms of being able to see your world from a slightly better vantage point.
I love that. We also know that taking a mental health day is sort of a luxury, right? It hinges on whether you can have someone at home to watch your child. A lot of parents don't have that ability. So what other options are there for kids when you know they need a recharge, but they might not get that day?
Yeah. So it's really nice about a mental health day. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It could look like allowing your child to sleep in late so that they don't have to get up so early. They can take their time and go into school later. Sometimes it means leaving school earlier so that a parent can be there for part of the time that their child needs to just change their schedule up. And it means that we're listening to them, and we're also helping our kids attune to their own emotional intelligence to assess what they need to do for their mental well-being.
You know, a lot of these districts who are hesitant to implement policies like this, they're worried about kids sort of abusing the concept of a mental health day, something that didn't even exist when I was in school, right? This was an unfathomable moment we're in right now. What is your response to critics who say, look, this is just one way that kids could perhaps take too much time off school?
Well, the same would be true for a sick day, right? Someone could abuse a sick day and use it too often. But I think it's really important to be proactive in terms of taking care of our mental health. And it's really for the families in the community to decide if somebody is abusing that time, or if they are abusing it, what's really going on underneath their avoidance of school. So just like anything else, for families to have a close relationship with their child, have a sense of what's going on with them if they have a tendency to want to avoid school.
Important to rejuvenate for people of all ages. Dr. Robi Ludwig, thank you so much.